Hey everyone, my name is Kayla Bryant. My hometown is Ventura, California. I just graduated summer 2020 and I majored in psychobiology. I came in actually as a psych major and I was pre-med when I first came in and I was like, you know what, I feel like psych wasn't enough pre-med for me. So I wanted to choose a major that was in between psychology and biology because I do really love psych, and UCLA happened to have psychobiology. So I was like, oh, this is awesome. Like it's like a merge between both of them. Something I really liked about the psychobiology major was the upper divs were all psych-based. You got to choose some really fun ones. And then the lower divs were all bio-based. So if you really don't like bio, like at least you can look forward to looking for psych. And if you don't really like psych, like you have most of your major being bio. So I thought that was really cool to have best of both worlds. So I'm come from a low-income community and a low-income background. I'm a first-generation college student. So coming to UCLA and taking these like weeder bio classes, for instance, like chemistry, math, and bio was really difficult for me just because I didn't know how to like ask for help, or like if I had a question, I felt like really embarrassed asking it in front of a lot of people because I didn't know if I was the only one. Turns out like I wasn't the only one. Like there's a lot of spaces on campus that can help you with these classes, and I wish this is something that I learned earlier. Some extracurricular activities and resources that helped me get through the psychobiology major. The first thing I did was I joined AAP, which is the Academic Advancement Program, and they have student counselors that can help you navigate your schedule and can make a 4-year plan for you. So it was really cool, like laying out my classes and what I was going to take for the next 4 years at UCLA. In addition, they had counselors to help you with any classes you had. I also would go to CPO, which is the Community Programs Office, and they have the test bank there. So at the test bank, you can give them your Bruin card and they stamp it for the quarter. All you have to do is trade in the test, and you can use the test bank to get any old tests you may have for a class. Those were super helpful for me, especially for like chem, math, science, and other science classes. In addition, I would get counseled like 3 times a quarter by ASP, which is the Academic Supports Program, which is also in CPO. They were like student-ran, student-initiated counselors who would just help you, who also may have had the same major as you or like know a lot about your major. So that was cool. So they would just like counsel you and help you and be like, oh, like they would just be there for you like another student. So it didn't feel like a huge contrast between like an adult and like a student. It was like student-to-student counseling. Other things that helped me, there was like the Writing Success Program in CPO. They helped me with papers. So yeah, those are the main resources that helped me throughout my undergrad years at UCLA. So currently the job search is pretty hard just because, you know, COVID hit everyone pretty hard currently, but I'm searching for research associate jobs. During my undergrad year at UCLA, I did a lot of public health research. It wasn't my initial goal when I came in. I just ended up attracting to different spaces. So during my undergrad, I worked with like movement disorders, and I worked with HIV medication and PrEP and PEP. So that's what I'm looking for jobs currently within hospitals or other clinical research groups to work for my post-grad year, and then I'll apply for like my master's or PhD in the future. Of course. So some advice I have for people entering the psychobiology major: make sure you find a study tactic that works for you early on. Something that I was really struggling with was learning how to study in high school. But when you come to UCLA and take these classes, like you can't really do that. Like everything moves very fast in the quarter system, and you need to have like a good understanding and foundation of what you are being taught within the first couple weeks so you can do well in your midterms and then really well in your finals. So some study tactics that I learned was I would make like concept maps, which are like really big, like artsy kind of maps to map out everything I learned, and I would memorize them. See, that works for me, that might not work for you. Or like flashcards or Quizlet, just like figure out what works for you very early on so you're not like fumbling to figure out like what you can do last minute to memorize so you can get a good grade on your test. In addition, make sure you ask for help early on, go to office hours, talk to your professors, let them know like where you come from, what your story is, and like how they can help you. I think professors here really do want to help, but like if you aren't like transparent with them, they're kind of not going to be beneficial for you. And then lastly, make sure you use the resources I said previously in the interview, such as like CPO, ASP, AAP, and they can help you really succeed, and they're here for you to support you. And then another tip is like, make sure you take like fun psych operatives for your psychobiology major. Like that's when you really get the chance to take like whatever classes you want. You don't have to take, the science and mathy classes. You could take classes on like drug addiction, or you could take classes on like adolescence, or like any cool like psychology things you might have thought about in the past. They probably have a class about it here, and they're super fun, and they're probably way easier than your underdivs. So, yep. So thank you everyone, and go Bruins!